founder of the Theosophical Society, observed, there is an occult law related to the disclosure of certain esoteric truths. This selective transmission occurs through what she called the Great White Brotherhood, a hierarchy of masters who carefully preserve ancestral knowledge in closed circles of initiates. This practice of concealment, far from representing elitism or arbitrary secrecy, functions as a vital protective mechanism. Knowledge is power, wrote Francis Bacon centuries ago, and this power, when accessed prematurely, can overwhelm energy systems not prepared to withstand it. Imagine connecting a household appliance directly to a power plant without intermediate transformers, explains contemporary esotericism scholar Richard Smoley. The overload would be devastating. Similarly, advanced techniques of energy manipulation can destabilize subtle bodies that are not properly prepared. The Ascended Masters, guardians of this ancient wisdom, have developed specific methods over millennia for the gradual transmission of this knowledge. Manly P. Hall, in his work, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, observes that, until the student is ready, the teacher will not appear. This readiness is not measured by intellectual curiosity, but by a vibrational refinement achieved through consistent spiritual discipline. In practice, this means that specific techniques for activating higher chakras and channeling cosmic prana are encoded in symbols and allegories, decipherable only when the seeker undergoes the process called dropping of masks, a gradual purification of the personality that allows access to higher levels of consciousness. Ancient manuscripts like the Stanzas of Dzyan, mentioned by Blavatsky in The Secret Doctrine, exemplify this encoding. To the ordinary reader, they appear as enigmatic or poetic texts. To the initiate, they reveal precise instructions for multidimensional navigation. It's like software that only executes its advanced functions when the proper hardware is available. To begin your own path of initiation, simple practices such as daily meditation, starting with just 10 minutes in the morning, contemplative reading of works like Blavatsky's The Voice of the Silence, or Mabel Collins' Light on the Path, and conscious attention to natural cycles can create the preliminary conditions for receiving more advanced knowledge. Recent research in the field of neuroplasticity confirms that these traditional practices effectively alter brain patterns. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Neuroscience demonstrated that experienced meditators exhibit greater gray matter density in regions associated with intuitive perception and nonlinear information processing, precisely the faculties needed to decipher esoteric teachings. The initiatic secret functions, therefore, as a compassionate, energetic shield. Until the disciple harmonizes their subtle bodies through consistent practices, certain knowledge would remain useless or potentially dangerous. As mystic G.I. Gurdjieff observed, knowledge that is not appropriate to one's being becomes poison. In the digital age, where information of all kinds is apparently available, authentic transmission continues to follow these cosmic laws. Even digitized ancient texts maintain their vibrational protective layers. The words can be read by anyone, but their essence is only absorbed when the reader's energy field resonates at the appropriate frequency. This phenomenon explains why two people can read the same esoteric text and have radically different experiences. For one, it remains abstract theory. For another, whose inner development has reached the necessary threshold, it transforms into living revelation. As a practical recommendation, when studying esoteric texts, try to do so in light meditative states, preferably at dawn or dusk, when the barriers between dimensions of consciousness aren't naturally more permeable. Historically, schools such as the Eleusinian Mysteries in ancient Greece, the Rosicrucian orders of the Renaissance, and Tibetan monasteries implemented gradual systems of initiation. Each level exposed the disciple to knowledge proportional to their capacity for integration, protecting both the individual and the sacred knowledge. Medieval alchemical texts, for example, used symbolic language that transformed practical instructions into metaphors seemingly incomprehensible to the uninitiated. An additional practice recommended for modern aspirants is synchronistic study, observing meaningful patterns that emerge spontaneously when dedicated to genuine spiritual search. Keeping a journal of synchronicities and insights can reveal over time a personalized map that transcends the intellect and speaks directly to intuitive wisdom. The apparent conspiracy to hide knowledge thus reveals itself as a compassionate mechanism of cosmic regulation, allowing each being to receive exactly what they can integrate at their current evolutionary stage. This calibrated transmission ensures not only the preservation of ancestral wisdom, but its responsible application in the great process of expanding planetary consciousness. The notion of universal brotherhood constitutes one of the fundamental pillars of theosophical philosophy, developed by Helena Blavatsky in the 19th century. This concept transcends mere humanitarian ideal to affirm a profound metaphysical truth. All beings, humans, animals, plants, and even the elemental forces of nature, share the same divine essence, what ancient texts call the primordial, sacred fire. Human brotherhood is not only a noble ethical doctrine, but a fundamental fact in nature, wrote Blavatsky in The Key to Theosophy, establishing the basis for a more integral understanding of the web of life. This principle finds echo in the discoveries of contemporary quantum physics, which reveals the fundamental interconnection of all particles that make up the manifested universe.